Welcome to Simple Physics. So now we are going to calculate the binding fraction for different elements. So binding fraction is nothing but binding energy per nucleon, that is called as binding fraction, usually represented by F suffix B. So binding fraction of deuteron nucleus is equal to binding energy divided by total number of nucleons divided by 2. Deuteron has 2 nucleons, so we are dividing this binding energy by 2. The final value is 1.112 million electron volt per nucleon. Similarly, the binding fraction for helium nucleus is calculated. Binding energy of helium is 28.3 million electron volt, which is divided by the number of nucleons, is equal to 7.075 million electron volt per nucleon. In a similar manner, the binding fraction of oxygen is also calculated. The binding energy is 127.62 million electron volt for oxygen, which is divided by the total number of nucleons 16, which gives the value as 7.98 million electron volt per nucleon. Binding fraction curve, I already told about this. It is a graph between binding fraction as well as the mass number A. So in this you see the curve initially increases rapidly and reaches a maximum value, and after that the curve remains constant in the intermediate region, that is the value of A is between 20 and 180, remains constant. After that it slowly decreases for higher values of A. So the important points to be noted under this binding fraction curve are: the first point, the binding fraction Fb for light nuclei is very small, and then the curve rises rapidly with A and it attains a maximum value of approximately equal to 8 million electron volt per nucleon for mass number is approximately equal to 20 for these elements whose mass number is approximately equal to 20. Then the curve rises slowly with A, attains a maximum of 8.7 million electron volt per nucleon at A is equal to 56. This mass number 56 is nothing but it is the nucleus, iron nucleus, a very stable nucleus. The iron nucleus is very stable because of this binding energy 8.7 million electron volt per nucleon, or you can say because of this binding fraction. Only the iron nucleus is very stable. And the next one, for a higher value of mass number, it decreases slowly, the curve decreases slowly, and for A is between 20 and 180 is almost a constant with a mean value of approximately equal to 8.5 million electron volt per nucleon. So the remaining points to be noted under binding fraction curve are: for very heavy nuclei whose mass number is greater than 180, the binding fraction decreases with the increase of A. Here you can see, for very higher values of A, the binding fraction decreases with the increase of A. For very light nuclei, there are rapid fluctuations in the value of A. We are seeing these as peaks. The fluctuations are observed as peaks in the graph. This happens for very light nuclei. There are rapid fluctuations in the value of binding fraction, and peaks are observed only for even nuclei. For example, helium nucleus, beryllium, carbon, as well as oxygen nucleus, whose mass number is equal to 4 times that of N. N takes the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So if N is equal to 1, you can mention the A value is for helium. For beryllium you see 4 into 2, carbon 4 into 3, oxygen the mass number is 4 into 4. So in this way peaks are observed only for these nuclei, that is for even nuclei, or the mass number is 4 times that of N. But less peaks are observed for Z or N whose value is equal to 20, 28, 50, 82 and 126. You know already these numbers are magic numbers, and these elements are found to be very high stable nucleus. With the help of binding fraction curve, we can explain the alpha disintegration of heavy nuclei as well as the energy release in nuclear fission and nuclear fusion processes. So already you know that the energy release in nuclear fission and nuclear fusion, that is also very high. because all the radioactive elements comes under the category of mass number greater than 180. So we can relate the nuclear stability we can understand the nuclear stability using the binding fraction curve.